something very interesting happens when you grow up codependent, and that is that you don't, well, from my own experience, you don't really learn about your own emotional needs. As a codependent, you tend to be very tuned into everybody else's energies, and you tend to either put yourself last or not at all, and you're a doormat for people, right? And you just do whatever it is that you are told that you need to do for people because you may have learned a belief growing up that you are inherently defective and you have to do you have to be very nice to everyone else, right? And therefore, obviously boundaries are non-existent. But then at the same time, not that it's true, but at the same time, it's like your needs are non-existent. So it's not that needs are non-existent; it's just that they are not taken into consideration. And as I sit with it, I'm kind of starting to realize now that I've never taken my needs emotionally, specifically emotionally, my emotional needs, into consideration. But that's only because I grew up the way that I did, and I didn't learn about all of that stuff. I didn't learn about autonomy. I didn't learn about emotional safety. Um, and ultimately it led to different things and stuff, and I learned to create relationships around unhealthy, unstable, and unsafe dynamics and stuff. But it's very interesting to sit with just like looking at my needs and being like, oh, you are there. Okay, so what do I do with you then? You learn about them, you learn about yourself, you learn about all that stuff, and you grow with that. And it's just very interesting because I literally have never taken my emotional needs into consideration. And these are foundational to everybody. It's not just one person. We all have them, whether we were conditioned into believing that they are not important, they're non-existent, they're not to be taken into consideration. We all have them. That's just the reality of it. Excuse me. So, just sitting with this reality now that I have needs, and how do I meet those needs, and do I have relationships with people that meet those needs? If I don't, how do I feel about that? If I do, how do I feel about that? Um, it's very interesting because prior to healing, your relationships look a very specific way. After healing, not after, like during, and I can imagine also after, during the process of healing, you look at your relationships and you're going to see things differently, right? You're going to realize that, oh, that aspect right there. Oh, okay, that aspect right there. Ooh, whoa. Right? And things are going to start to look different. And healing's a very interesting, specifically in terms of getting your needs met, getting your emotional, in this case, specifically emotional needs met, um, to feel safe, to I look at many different parts of my life growing up and everything. And again, I'm not going to name any names because boundaries are important to me. Um, but it's so interesting how I have felt so unsafe in so many different times of my life. But at the same time, I was also attracted to the unsafeness, if that's a word. So like it was a matter of kind of like seeking it out because it was like a thrill. I became conditioned by and addicted to the hormones of stress, adrenaline and cortisol. And so if if the hormones of stress were not present, I would have assumed that there was something wrong. I think it's very interesting how to people that aren't healthy, people that are healthy are boring. Like that is just like a huge like wow, that's like it's so interesting. People that are not healthy see people that are see people that are healthy as boring. If the hormones of stress are not there, I don't want anything to do with it. It's like it's funny. It's actually kind of funny to me. But yeah, at this point in my life, I've been around people. Well, no, at this point in my life, I'm looking at it differently. That's what I meant to say. Because I've been around so many people that are not healthy, that are not safe, that are not stable, and I have attached myself to um, said objects that are unhealthy, unstable, and unsafe. Um, so it's just kind of interesting to sit with this now and like decondition myself. Like I now, from what I understand, need to learn to look for people that are healthy. And people that are healthy are not going to come with the hormones of stress. It's so interesting to talk about this in this way. Like it's like stress isn't going to be there. Damn it. Like it's like but so you want to be stressed? No, no, of course I don't want to be. It's like, well, it's like paradoxical. It's kind of strange in a sense actually. Um no, if you ask me if I don't want to be if you ask me if I want to be stressed, I'd look at you like, of course I don't. It's like, all right, but you're still seeking out cortisol and adrenaline. So what's that got to say about it all? Um yeah, chaos. Get unused to it. Drama, gossip, get unused to it. Unpredictability, get unused to it. Look for the calm, the stillness. Oh, but that's boring. For many people that are unhealthy, unsafe, and unstable, all of that stuff, all of the stuff that is healthy, peace, it's gonna be boring. It's very strange. It's very strange. I'm not here to judge anything, by the way. I'm not. I'm simply looking at it because like I literally used to walk into a room where people were talking and it had nothing to do with me, and I'd be like, "Oh, what's that? What'd you say? What happened?" And like now, like I'm not doing that anymore. Like it's, or if I do, like I catch myself, it's like, never mind. I don't need to know. I made a video on that previously as well, so I thought that that was interesting. But yeah, your emotional needs aren't going to be met. Healthy, by the way, healthy emotional needs are not going to be met through people and events that are chaotic, filled with drama and gossip. Drama and gossip is a very superficial, surface level way of connection. Unpredictability. What will he do next? What will she do next? Like, whoa. Like you don't need that whoa, right? You need to bring your awareness back to yourself. You need to recognize that there are healthy ways to get your emotional needs met, and the ways that you learn to get them met, they need to change. That's it. It's very interesting to be here.